This is part 3 of the true crime series on Mackinac Island, retelling the story of Frances Lacey, based on the new book coming out, Met with Foul Play, A Plot to Kill Frances Lacey by A.M. Rao. This is a true crime story. So in 1960, a woman by the name of Frances Lacey was murdered here on Mackinac Island, and to this day, her case is unsolved. And it isn't because there wasn't an investigation or lots of people trying to solve it. It's not solved because error was made, whether intentionally or unintentionally. We will let you be the judge of that. And potentially was part of the plot to get away with it all along. So the author of this new book coming out, you can pre-order it now on Amazon, has combed through investigative documents, through the evidence, articles that existed, and has written the story in 3 parts. The first part is a retelling of the crime based on those facts, hand in hand with the investigation, the facts of the case. Part 2 of the story is a fictional retelling of what this author thinks would have happened if that investigation error was not made. And then part 3 goes more into details about the case based on the evidence. It is wild to me that since 1960, there has not been closure to this case. Mackinac Island is not new to humans being angry at other humans and things happening, but this is the only case that has gone unsolved. And Frances Lacey deserves that. She deserves her case to be solved. Her family deserves closure and answers to what happened to her, and seeing those people brought to justice if they are still alive. Now, 65 years ago, which is a long time, but it's not too long for this cold case to become a closed case. So let's get into it. And just a side note, I have tried making this video 3 times, maybe 4 times now at this point, and each time I've had technical difficulties, so we're just going to push through, and we're not giving up on retelling this story. Now, chapter 1 is the story from Frances's perspective the morning of July 24th, 1960, her fateful morning when she walked from the Murray Hotel towards the British Landing area on the outside of Mackinac Island. So there's a road that goes around it. It's technically a highway, and you can walk it and it'll take you around the loop. And that is a pretty direct way to go from downtown to British Landing, where the cottage of her, where her daughter and son-in-law and his family were staying. And she was supposed to meet them there. They offered to have a taxi take her, but she wanted to walk because she's only 49. She's very physically fit. She's able-bodied. It's beautiful. If you've ever been to Mackinac Island, then you know walking on Mackinac Island is such a treat. And like, yes, walk. Like, I love going for walks. And in fact, where she walked is a route that I personally take often because it's so beautiful. The issue is, in this case, in her case, she never arrived. And her daughter and son-in-law waited until early afternoon to go and report it to the police. And the police officer was a Michigan State trooper by the name of Herbert Gross. And he was the one with the initial search for Frances Lacey. So I'm going to pick up the story, middle of chapter 2, page 17, if you get the book, and we'll go from there. Trooper Gross stopped at the soda stand across from British Landing. Still straddling his bicycle as he surveyed the crowd of cyclists, pedestrians, and swimmers for an individual matching Frances' description. He did this for at least 10 minutes as he allowed his breath to slow from the exertion of the ride, fully expecting her to appear from within the nearby woods or the road ahead, as missing individuals had many times before. His attention became fixated on a largely bare bodies wading into the refreshingly cold water of large lake, looking for an indication that something wasn't right. Had she decided to go for a swim after arriving in the area? After all, the soda stand was near the cottage that Wesley's mother had rented. Wesley is the name of the son-in-law. Perhaps a long walk in those uncomfortably hot conditions made an immediate jump into the water compelling option, and perhaps Frances wasn't a strong enough swimmer to combat the powerful current that ran through Lake Huron between Mackinac Island and St. Ignace. At this point, no option could be ruled out. Trooper Gross pedaled toward the water, dismounted from the bicycle, and pressed the kickstand into the gravel before walking in the direction of the shore, drawing stares from those that had observed his presence in that area. He carefully scanned the water before returning his attention to the visitors, meeting their stares with a friendly nod and wave. "Looking for something, officer?" a man asked as he approached, wiping his body with a towel as he scanned Trooper Gross's uniform. "Oh, Trooper, I'm sorry about that. It's no problem," Trooper Gross replied, still scanning the faces. "Happen to see a woman alone here? Early 50s, short, thin, short hair, glasses?" "Sort of a general description," the man responded, joining Trooper Gross's evaluation of the bodies around them. "But someone being alone and out of place doesn't seem familiar." "We've been out here for a few hours. Anyone struggling in the water?" Trooper Gross asked. "There's a pretty strong current that runs through here." "Nope, not that either. We've been watching." Minutes passed as they stood in silence, continuing to look at the bodies slowly moving around them. Trooper Gross's attention panned to the small building across the street. and to the assortment of individuals occupying the spaces around and behind it. It was called the Soda Stand, a place that visitors parched from the miles of movement could stop halfway around the island for a cold beverage. Local residents and island workers would also gather on frequent occasions, developing a reputation as a place where suspicious persons would connect. Trooper Gross was well aware. Well, at this rate, she could just as well be back downtown by now, Trooper Gross said. Thanks for the hand. Of course, Trooper. And if you see someone matching that description, please put a call in. Will do. Trooper Gross slowed his bike to a stop in front of the Coast Guard station, drawing breaths as he looked for familiar faces to the investigation. After completing his lap around the island and then through the downtown area once more, he was no closer to resolving the incident or quelling Kay's concerns. He had to start considering other explanations. A flash of bright fabric from his peripheral caught his attention, pulling his attention toward Kay, the concern on her face intensifying. Any luck, Trooper? She asked, her eyes welling with unshed tears. Wesley stood closely behind her, his hands on her shoulders. He again did not share her expression. Well, not yet, he replied, speaking between breaths. But that's okay. I'm telling you these things happen. We'll find them. When was the last time you had an adult missing for this long, Trooper? Wesley interjected. It has been hours. His words caused Kay to lower her head as a tear fell to the ground. Hold on, Trooper Gross responded firmly, looking to Kay and then back to Wesley. We don't need that right now. It's a big island and lots could have happened. She could have taken the interior for all we know. We're expanding our search. We'll find her. Are you? Wesley challenged. Are you expanding your search? How? You got other guys working? It's just me right now, but really, Wesley interrupted. Just you, and you're standing right here, but you're also expanding your search. How does that work, Trooper? Trooper Gross raised his tone. You don't need to tell me how to do my job. I've got vehicles getting ready to move as we speak. Kay raised her head toward him. You too? You have cars here? We have emergency vehicles, yes. And I'm getting drivers going right now. Oh, thank you so much, she replied. Wesley appeared unimpressed. If you have vehicles, why didn't you get them out right away? I told you it was serious. I'm following department policy and we're going to find her. Feel free to head back to the cottage. Ring in for the police department if she shows up there. No, I'm not stopping until she's found, Kay said. I know, and I'm not telling you to stop. You can look back here, okay? We'll cover the rest of the island. Sound good? Kay nodded. Oh, and which ferry did you say again? Arnold? Yes, that's the one, Kay responded. Mackinac City? Oh, I can't say that I remember, Kay replied after a brief hesitation. Did you go over the bridge? No, not over. Got it. We'll keep searching until we find her. Ring if you find her first. Trooper Gross walked toward the Coast Guard building, leaving Kay and Wesley tracking his movements from the sidewalk. Mackinac City Police Department. Hey, it's Trooper Gross on the island. He spoke into the receiver. I need you guys to check on something for me. Sure thing. What is it? We're looking into a missing person right now. They parked in the Arnold lot over there. We're wondering if she may have left the island and didn't tell her family. Can you see if the car's over there? Yeah, we can do that. It's a bronze Mercury, late 50s, last name on the reg should be Lacey. Lacey. Okay, we'll send an officer over. I'll sit by the phone. Thanks. So that's the end of chapter 2, and it's already painting a picture that Wesley's acting suspicious. So he's not responding as distraught as his wife. He is the son-in-law. His wife is Frances's daughter. And he's seemingly pushing this narrative that something serious had happened. Like, his first conclusion is foul play. She was met with foul play. Something bad is happening to her. Why didn't you search with more urgency before? Where that's not a normal response. Now, I have not read the whole book, but based on my education and training in the field of psychology, when somebody is worried, when somebody's missing and they're worried, there's a response. And they are holding on to hope that it isn't worst case scenario. They might be afraid that it's worst case scenario, but they're still holding on to hope that, okay, yeah, maybe she's just lost. I don't think she's lost, but like, can you find, like, maybe she's injured? Where Wesley's response was, oh no, like, something bad happened and you need to like do an all island search right now, which is abnormal. Already there's some suspicion there. So put in the comments, tell me, what do you think? What do you think is going on? This is only chapter 2, and we will continue with more parts next week.